want a war, you're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, what doing? Kick Dig back here. Welcome to Free Agent Frenzy, Day 4, where we've had some things take place today that are kind of interesting. No doubt about it. And I want to get into it. But first, let me say hi to everybody. Tony, Jojo, what's going on? How are you guys doing? Eagles 1278, Little Griffith, Donnie, Unsung, Dustin, George, Nick, A Warrior Rage, Ty Child of the Most High, Michael, thank you guys, Mean Metal Mike, thank you everybody for being here. Anybody that I missed, I apologize. But first thing, we had some interesting things take place. First, let's talk about Landon Dickerson and what this possibly could mean. Jeremy Fowler said this: the Eagles and three-time Pro Bowl offensive guard Landon Dickerson have agreed to a revised 2-year contract at around $36 million per source. He was previously due $39 million in 26 and 27, but can hit that with 2027 incentives. He's due $15.7 this year and is no longer under contract in 2028. What the hell does that mean? Now, I think I know what's happening, and we'll discuss that in a second, but I do want to jump right into the next mother humping thing. The Eagles are retaining free agent punter Brandon Mann, and he signed a 4-year contract, an NFL source said. Mann's deal is worth $14 million extension, with $7 million guaranteed, according to Adam Schefter. This is the first time I can remember in a long time that the Eagles had a kicker or a punter under contract for a while. And I'll say this, he was by far our best special teams player. We needed to re-sign him. He was really, really good, especially with the crappy starting position that we play with a lot of times and we were punting out of. He has gotten us out of a lot of jams. So I like that. And then we got this other twist. I feel like it's a snake like going through just canyons, crazy things happening. And we get this today. Easton Butler says, I don't know who the hell that is, but he says Cardinals edge Josh Sweat has requested a trade this week, per source. The Packers and the Eagles both reportedly interested in him. Philly is trying to find another star on the D-line after losing Phillips to Carolina. Bringing back Josh Sweat would be like hot knife through butter. It would be easy, smooth, and yeah, if you could make that happen, you have to think you got to kind of take a chance. So what's going on with this move with Landon Dickerson? Is it connected to anything else? Like maybe Josh Sweat or another move? And I thought Anthony DeBono said this: if the Eagles revise Landon Dickerson's contract and then re-sign Dallas Goedert, which it looks like we're headed that way because he doesn't have to pretty much be his contract settled till Friday now. They added an extra 48 hours, so he's not a free agent yet. But if they re-sign Dallas Goedert, those two moves that should free up cap space in 2026, Philadelphia is likely freeing up cap space for another signing or a trade. Vikings edge Jonathan Greenard is seeking a new contract. My guess is this is exactly what it's for. The Dickerson move, as well as if they signed Goddard. They're trying to get more cap space because we got one more move to make. And I assume that's an edge rusher. So I think Greenard's probably the favorite, but we got to throw Josh Sweat in the mix. I have a lot of questions for you guys. Josh Sweat, Jonathan Greenard, what are your thoughts? I'm going to turn the stream over to you guys. Well, what's happening? Making room for Nick Herbig or Sweat. Nick Herbig, I like it. I like it. Sweaty could be. I mean, he makes perfect sense. He knows exactly. He fits right in, you know. Arthur says, I run into Sweaty at Arizona, bro, living the good life. He drives a McLaurin P1 around. I'm sure he does. Bring back Sweaty. What up, Philly Go Bird? What's up, Sean? How are you? Logan Motorsport says, Josh Sweat. Jojo says, bring him back, Sweaty. I'd find a way to get both. Could you? Yeah, that would be awesome if they could get both. We got to take a look at, I need to take a look at Josh Sweat's contract and see what it looks like. Nick, thank you for the super chat, my man. Greenard is better than Sweat, but both great. Who's younger? That's what I want to know. I'm always interested in the younger guy. But no, I mean, either one of those guys solves a major, major problem, you know. And if the Eagles bring back Sweat, then you know what's going to happen, right? They're going to get criticized for letting him go in the first place. Who gives a crap? But it could happen. I definitely think it's up. And the fact that the Eagles revised Landon Dickerson's contract, and it looks like Goddard, at least we're heading on a path that looks like he's coming back to Philly. They're definitely trying to make another move to get somebody. Guy says, you the man, you the man. What about Kevon Thibodeau? Didn't they say it would only cost a fifth? Yeah, I haven't really heard anything on Kevon Thibodeau in a while, and I haven't heard anything regarding him dealing with the Eagles. Would the Giants want to trade within the division? That would be the question. You want C.J. Gardner-Johnson back? Yeah, I'll take him back too. I would love to get C.J. back. Chris says, Crosby for a third and Nolan Smith. Yeah, Crosby remains a possibility, I guess. I have a hard time believing that the Raiders aren't going to trade him. But they might have to wait a while, kind of let everything with him cool down, and then see what that market value is. Bring back our boy Josh Sweat. I would love it. It would be great. I wonder if Sweat would love it. Sweat don't want to be in Arizona. He went there because of Jonathan Gannon, and because of Gannon, the way he plays defense, the sack numbers come up. If he comes back to Philly, his sack numbers will probably drop some, but that doesn't mean he won't be playing well. Trade for Sweat, draft someone named Bowles? Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Let me see. I want to see what Sweat's numbers are in his contract. I just want to see what it would cost to move him. I think I looked at this the other day, to be honest, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was pretty. It was pretty possible. I mean, if the Cardinals want to do it, which they're going to stink anyways. Let's see here. I'm going to bring it up. Trade pre-June 1st. I mean, we can't let this thing linger. We got to get him in now. And then Riq Woolen had a press conference. I didn't want to come in during that, so I waited till it was over. But let's see. All right, let's take a look at Sweat's his numbers. All right, this is Josh Sweat's contract. Let's see. Well, sorry, wait a sec. That's dead. That's getting cut. He's not getting cut. We want pre-June 1st trade. Let's see. All right, so here you go. Josh Sweat. He would save them 15 million. So if they traded him, he would save them $1.5 million in cap space. They're 14. They'd have to eat $14 million, and then that would leave what, 16 million. So it's very doable. Josh Sweat trade is very, very doable. That is very doable of a trade. He did. He got paid. He probably got paid a lot of upfront money. That's not bad, really. It's not bad at all. I think Sweat would do good under Vic's defense. I get he did good under Gannon too, but I think Vic. He played under Vic's. Remember the first year, he was under Vic. His sack numbers went down, but he was good. He was great in the Super Bowl. Did you see Alexander paid out of pocket, laughing my ass off? He knew the Ravens did the Eagles dirty. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Jair Alexander paid him back. Yeah. Yeah, Sweat had 12 sacks last year. And I think his numbers would like I said, they would dip sack-wise. But it doesn't mean, he would be less effective. It's just what Vic asked you to do. Trotter will be getting most of the first team. Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother story I forgot to bring up. So Fangio is interviewed yesterday, and he confirms that Jahad Campbell has a shoulder injury and will not be basically taking part in any off-season workouts or anything like that because of a shoulder injury. Didn't he have the same problem last year? So I think this is a little bit of concern. I mean, I'm not superly overly worried because it's the off-season, but it's like, dude, 2 years in a row, maybe we shouldn't have got rid of Jacoby. So it's interesting. They trying to say if we give up this year's first, next year's first for Crosby. Screw that. Let the Raiders keep him. Yeah, I would never give up 2 first rounds for a guy like that. No, sir. Not a chance in hell. Devontae Jones, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Man, the man is back. He's back, baby. Give them a 5th for Josh Sweat. He'd be a good fit back. You think a 5th round pick would do it? I think you'd have to give them probably, what is Sweat, 29 years old? He's got to be about 29, right? Let me see if I can see how old he is. I think he's 29. I think him and Greenard, aren't they the same age? He's 29. So, I don't know, maybe like a 4th round pick, a 3rd round, probably 3rd, right? What are they asking for Greenard? A 3rd? Oh, look who it is. Our boy. Boy, we whooped his ass yesterday. He thought he had the Eagles. He thought he had us by the balls. We double moonwalked that ass. I think the Eagles will trade for Greenard by the weekend. Dallas Goedert signs first, though, to free up space. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Jordan Davis is in his prime with the way he built now, so I consider him elite. I thought Jordan Davis looked great. I'll tell you what. Did you guys see? Let me see this. I don't have it on me. But did you guys see Jordan Davis' press conference? And they showed Jalen Carter went up and shaked his hand and stuff. Jalen Carter looks like he lost weight himself. Like, he looked like he's in really good shape right now. That's a problem. If Carter's in shape, if Davis is in shape, teams are in trouble. Troy, what's going on, man? How are you? He said we should get that pick back from the Alexander trade. We got shafted. I think we should get not even the trade. I think we should get like a 1st round pick. Like, they knowingly ripped the Eagles off. They knew they were selling us a lemon. No, I think they should have to give us like a higher compensation pick for doing that, plus our pick back. The question is, does Sweat want to come back, or does he want to be traded to Packers with Gannon? Yeah, that's a great question. He could totally want to go be with Jonathan Gannon. And I'll tell you what, that'd be a pretty damn scary pass rush if you have Sweat, who will get, 12 sacks, and then you have Parsons there. Damn, that's not bad. Jahad Campbell is injury prone. Need another linebacker too. Yeah, I don't like that he's his shoulder's a problem. And is that why the Eagles were interested in Patrick Queen? Right? Like, I didn't believe the rumors about Patrick Queen. Now I'm wondering, because what if that's why they look to bring him in? Should have just kept N'Kobe. Yeah, he had surgery before he was drafted, and he went through this last year, but it looks like he's still going through it. The Eagles, that's why their Queen talk. Yeah, it makes sense now, but I just, like I said, I would rather have just brought Dean back. Greenard is better. So explosive. Sweat disappeared for long stretches with the Eagles, but I'd still love to have him. I think either guy helps. I do think Greenard may give you a little more. Plus, somebody made a good point. He might want to play for Gannon. I don't know. I don't know how much he liked playing for Vic, where he's not rushing all the time. Fangio also said that he would be ready for training camp. He just missed the OTAs and minicamp. Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw that. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about it too much until we get into training camp. If he gets a training camp and he's missing practices and preseason games because of it, then I think it's a problem. Greenard is younger. Is he younger? Yeah, well, younger is always what I like to go. I have a feeling that, Josh Sweat just requested a trade. That doesn't mean they're going to do it. Like, Greenard is being shopped. Vikings are talking to teams. So it's more likely it's going to be Greenard, and I hope it is, and I hope they get it done soon. Let me ask you guys, who's better? Who would be better off? The Cowboys get Rashawn Gary or the Eagles getting Jonathan Greenard? Which one's the better deal? That's my question to you guys. 1-3 and nothing more. I wouldn't give a 1 at all. I wouldn't give a 1 at all. Get Greenard and call it a day. I like it. Sweat is 28, but he probably don't. I thought it says on the thing 29, so. Trotter definitely getting most of the reps, but Mondon might see some PTS. Well, go get Greenard, and we'll probably restructure several contracts to free up most cap space possible. The Landon Dickerson thing's interesting. So he actually is going to be a free agent now, a year early. Do you guys think that he's playing, like, his plan is two more years and he's gone? I'm thinking he said, I'll play 2 more years and I'm retiring. That's what I think. What the heck, camera? Did you see that? It just got all weird. Jalen Carter is going off this year. I think he is too. Jalen Carter looks like dude, he looked like he's in tremendous shape. CJ Gardner-Johnson with smack talk. See, I would love to have CJ back. I think the Greenard holdup is they want pick 68 in the third, and we're offering pick 98, difference of 30 picks. You think that's what it is? See, I heard that the holdup was contract, that the Eagles have to work out the contract. But you could be right. You got 2 third-round picks, so I think you could do it. You could make it work. There's a report that Carter's currently living with Jordan Davis, learning how to diet and exercise. He's probably getting woken up by Davis. Davis on his bike. He's doing his thing. And Carter's like, man, just leave me the hell alone. I'm hanging out with Philly 500. We were at the restaurant last night. Leave me alone. That's what he's probably saying. Carter looked, if you see the video on X, Carter looks like, dude, he looked like he dropped like 15, 20 pounds of fat. He's going to have a monster year. I really think they'll take a 5th round pick because Josh Sweat, or a 4th, he wants to be out of the cards. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Cardinals will do. You never could trust an organization that stinks that much. Them, the Jets, the Browns, the Cowboys. You can never trust those stinky organizations. Arthur says, don't sleep on Trotter at worst. Trotter is a legit, solid starting linebacker. I don't know that he'll ever be top 10 linebacker, but I think he's a solid, like you said, serviceable. I think at like his ceiling, he can make a Pro Bowl or two. I think that's his ceiling. John Campbell did this last year too. Shoulder surgery, missed a lot of off-season workout plan. This year he had surgery in the other shoulder. So it was a different shoulder. Okay. My concern was it was a recurring injury. But if it's the separate shoulder and you're all right, then all right, you know. Yo, Sweat, yo, daddy's home. Your daddy's home to stay. That's my song with Mark Holmes. Mark thought he was going on Cilio's show. He's telling everybody beforehand, I can't wait to get to 500. And then, boom, your daddy's home. Your daddy's home to stay. I double moonwalk that ass. Dog, thank you for the super chat. Keep Nakobe for the start, then put Campbell in when Nakobe gets injured midseason. Need both to have a linebacker for a full season. Unfortunately, and thank you for the super chat. Unfortunately, Nakobe is now a Raider. And I don't know. It made me kind of sick watching him sign with the Raiders and do that little like clip they put out there, like, you know, making the Raider sound or whatever the hell Raiders do. Who the hell knows? Fred, thank you for the super chat, my man. A 2nd and a 3rd this year, and a 3rd next year for Crosby. Now, see, I would do something like that. I would even go as far as, like, if Crosby has, you know, so many snaps, so many sacks within a 2-year stretch, that 2nd could become a 1st. I'd be willing to do something like that, but I can't just give those picks now, you know? Reports are Eagles are talking with Greenard's agent, which means the Vikings had to give us permission, and that's and why they do if they were not. Well, that's right. And then doesn't it make sense, Joey, that at the same time the Eagles are working out, trying to figure out the numbers, what space they need, and boom, they delay the Goddard thing, right? So he doesn't become a free agent, and they don't have to have that $20 million hit him. And then you go on top of it, the Landon Dickerson deal today, which will save some sort of cap space. I'm not sure how much as of right now. So, I mean, what we're looking at is most likely the Eagles are working on a deal, a contract. And my guess is once the contract's worked out, the compensation's probably agreed to. The Eagles have 2/3. They have, 2/4. And, you know, I think it'll be like a 3rd or 4th round pick. That's what I think it'll be. We should check in on Drake Greenlaw since our linebacker depth is suspect. Well, I don't think our depth is suspect. If Jahad Campbell's good to go, I think our depth is really good. Trotter's ready. What I saw of Trotter last year, I loved. I loved last year, you know. Where you been, dude? Well, I got up, went out, took the kids to school, ran a bunch of errands, went to work, came back, was about to go live, saw that the Eagles were having a press conference, so I figured I'd wait. Then I laid down on the couch, and I napped out for about 30 minutes. That was about it. And now I'm here. Where you been, my friend? Space says Jermaine Jackson 500. Daddy's home. Oh yeah. Yesterday, Cilio was straight guard. Did you see, man? We double moonwalk that ass. Their narratives are so whacked out. It's whacked out stuff, man. You see how bad the Eagles did free agency, but the Cowboys, it's because it's all projections, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I could sit here and tell you I like this guy, I like that guy. You guys tell me you like this guy, I like that guy, whatever. Every fan base is doing it. It's all projections. But, I always look at it from the perspective, well, okay, if this works out, then here we go. But when I go on the show, when it's the Eagles projections, it's everything goes to shit. When it's the Dallas Cowboys projections, everything's the greatest move ever. I don't think Dallas moved the needle that much. I really don't. I don't think they've changed their defense all that much. They might be better because they have a good coach. They might have some better play in the secondary because of a safety. Their pass rush might be slightly better. But they ain't much of anything. Dog, thank you for super chat, my man. After Kenyon said all those combine records, and I think there's zero chance he falls to us, I'm not too predictive of our first round pick this year. Would give it and Nola for Crosby if it were me. I before the injury stuff, I would have too. That's exactly what my trade offer would have been. But after the knee stuff and the stuff that happened with Baltimore, I just am a little scared. It's like, what if Baltimore's right? So I can't do it after that. Oh, Gene, what saves $19 million? Need Crosby. We go to Super Bowl. Crosby. You could be right. You could be right. Hey, Father, I told Sills off. I was saying that Big Sills, you are an Eagles hater. And he says, what am I talking about? Sills asked was asked, who's your Super Bowl projection? He answered, I can't say right now in March. That's what we've been saying is March. I know. That's my whole point. Like Mark called me up yesterday and said, I got to know. He's like, do you really think that the Eagles, you're really not worried? I said, Mark, I'm not really worried. It's March. If this was the week before the season started, it would be a different story, but I'm not worried in March. Man, every move Dallas does, they glaze in the poop. I know. And I think Jonathan Greenard would be better than, Rashawn Gary. It's because that show's a Cowboy show hosted by, yeah, it's true. He is a former Cowboy. Oh, I was talking about where you bet. Oh, my bad, Tim. I'm a moron. What can I say? I'm a moron. Baltimore just wanted an excuse to sign Hendrickson without spending 2 firsts. Yeah, probably. And I actually think that the things that they're concerned about with Crosby are going to bite them with Hendrickson. Blessed by God, what's going on? Landon will get $15.7 million in 2026 with incentives that will allow a possible $39 million. Yeah, but he's a free agent a year early. I really wonder if he went to them and said, "Look, I'll play 2 more years, and I'm out." I really wonder. I've never heard of a restructure where you redo the contract and you add less years to how long the guy's going to play there. How we go get Crosby? F what we lose in the draft picks. Trade all that shit for another ring right now. You guys don't worry. You're not worried about his injuries, though. In all seriousness. Oh, Woolen spoke at the press conference. I like him. I liked his personality. I liked what he had to say. I liked his confidence, and I think he's going to be a great addition to the Eagles. I do. I think his style is going to benefit us a lot. Maybe he's not maybe man corner all the time isn't what he'll be best at, but the fact that we play a lot of zone, I think will help. He's a big corner though, 6'4". I feel like the Raiders are just going to keep Crosby at this point, especially after rebuilding their defense. Yeah, I mean that's what they're saying, but it's hard for me to believe it. Did you see the amount of guys, the edge rushers they signed? I mean, they've signed quite a few edge rushers. They signed like 2. I think they're going to move them, but I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to wait and try to let this whole thing calm down, you know? See, the thing with Justin Simmons, Loopy, is he didn't play at all last year. Like, so now you got this, older guy who's at the end of his career, misses a whole year? Yeah, I have to stay away. Yeah, Bengals got Jonathan Allen. That's another team I would not go play for. Oh, Ken. System of the Nazis 500. I'm tuning in from work. I heard Josh Sweat has requested a trade. He has, System of the Nazis. You want me to get your boss on the phone? Get your boss over here. Let me tell your boss a little something. You got a boss? I'll tell him. I'll put him in their place for you. I wanted to, like, you ever see the guy that does where, like, he goes to your work and he tells your boss all the shit that you want to say that you feel like you can't? You guys ever see that dude and he records it? I swear to you, I had that idea 10 years ago, right before I started my YouTube channel. I was like, I'm going to do a YouTube channel on the Eagles, and I wanted to do one where I would call people's bosses and tell them whatever I have, and then I would film it and put it on YouTube. I swear that was one of the things I wanted to do, but I didn't do it. And he's doing it now, but I love that idea. Thank God they brought back man. Dude is a piece. Makes us forget how Aaron Simpos, oh my God, that name, had the worst punt in Super Bowl history. He couldn't make an effing tackle. That guy. Yeah, no, Brandon Mann was our best special teamer. Especially when you start at the 15-yard line all the time. Shit. Yeah, I don't remember his name, Psycho. But I saw it like a couple months ago, and I said, oh my God, he took my idea. Like, I literally wanted to do that 10 years ago. I just wanted to do it, but I wasn't thinking of going to the places. Like, I was going to call and then film myself talking to your boss. And that was going to be one of my YouTube channels. But I didn't do it. But that shit's awesome. It's like, that's such a great idea. No, I'm pretty sure Simmons didn't play with Atlanta last year, man. He was a free agent all year. Pretty sure he didn't. Because remember, he wanted to come to Philly all last year. Unless he's flying like late in the year and I missed it. What was what they thought that Ringo would be? I agree. Brisker at safety would be great. You know? Why did I hate Nate Gary? Because he stunk. I didn't hate him personally, but I just thought he wasn't a good player, and I didn't understand why the Eagles pushed him. It just what it was. Is he a stand-up comedian? I'm not surprised. But dude, that was I swear I had that idea. I was gonna start a YouTube channel with Eagle stuff, and if it did good, I was gonna do a second channel where I called people's bosses, like all my subscribers on my channel, like, you tell me who your boss is, or if you want to break up with a girl or whatever, and I'll do it for you. That was he's doing it now, though. What am I training to get Sweat back? A 5th rounder. I'll give more for Greenard than Sweat. He's hilarious. I could see you doing some shit like that. Yeah, dude. It was a good idea. I'm glad he did it. I'm not really worried about defense with Vic still here, but that offense needs complete 180. Yeah, and I think they're going to get it, you know? I think we're going to get it. Philly, did you know that we actually played a lot of man last year, like 25%, which ranked 12th? I didn't realize I know we played more than we did like the year before. I didn't know it was 25%. But that's okay. I mean, Woolen can play both. I do think zone, because of, his size, and I think he could take up a lot of space quickly. They talk about, like, he's very good at recovery. I also think when you're good at recovery like that, it could work very well for you in zone. So, yeah, I didn't realize it was that much. If we could only get our blitzing up to 25%, I'd be happy. Simmons didn't play or sign anybody at all. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right? We need a kicker. Let Aubrey come to us. Would you guys pay? Would you pay a second-round tender for Aubrey? I mean, dude could kick it from the... Look, dude, the Eagles might need it. We've got the worst special teams in the league. Like, the worst. We have one of the worst starting positions in football. Well below the starting average. Like, I can't tell you how many times it felt like we're always starting at the 15. We need a kicker that can kick 80 yards. But I don't know, and this people may get mad at this. I know he's a good kicker, and I know he can really, like, kick far. But can he kick in December when it's cold outside and you're outside? I don't know. Thank you, Dardell. I appreciate that. Let's see. Dalton, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Wait, did I miss one? No, I read that other first one you did. Okay, thank you so much. He goes, the only thing for Holmes and Sills could say about Woolen signing was penalties. As if taunting penalty isn't the easiest on earth to fix a void going forward. Yeah, Sills had to he kind of had to admit that it wasn't that bad of a signing. Reluctantly, he did it. That's true. Give Aubrey the $10 million, pay the second-round pick. That'd be hilarious. Are you talking about the guy who has like the clipboard and asks for the employee and then reads the complaint? Yeah, dude. That was. I swear to you that I wanted to do that 10 years ago. I never did, but I'm glad that somebody did it to see what it's like. I love it. Campbell will miss OTAs and some mini camp. He'll be ready for game 1. Well, hopefully not any camp. Like, hopefully not any preseason games. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Half of Aubrey's games are on perfect indoors. And then I don't remember. There were 2 games the last 2 years I watched where he was outside. I think one was in Philly and one was in Washington. And that ball, he missed like automatics. And I'm thinking, can he kick outside in the cold? Because I do think I don't think every kicker can kick in the cold. I just don't outside, you know? And the question is, can he? He probably can. I'm not saying he probably can't, but he hasn't had to do it much. Mitchell and Woolen were ranked 1 and 2 against man last year, so might have to increase from 25%, meaning more sacks. I like it, you know? I think the thing with Woolen's going to be confidence, right? You know, if he could start out good, like first few games, have really good games, I think it'll go a long way. And that's what he needs. He just needs to start off strong. I personally, my theory on cornerbacks is that a lot of times you see a guy who's really good and all of a sudden he stinks. I think it's mental. And I think guys, especially early on in a year where they have like early success, it sets up like their confidence all year long. Here's my example. James Bradbury. Bradbury comes to the Eagles. His first game, he has a pick 6 against Detroit. You guys remember? Set up the whole year. Then the next year, when he had the bad year, he didn't play well the first few weeks of the season. We were all like, what's up with Bradbury? That hurt his confidence the rest of the year. I truly believe it. I actually think that Super Bowl really hurt his confidence. But that's my theory anyways. What the hell do I know? Don't believe the Ravens about Crosby's knee. They did their due diligence and knew about all about the knee. They just wanted to keep their 2-1s. Yeah, I think you're probably right, but what if? Like, I guess what I'm saying is like, let's make that whole situation work for us in negotiation. Let's force it to cost the Raiders leverage. I don't know if it's my phone, but your mic's less cutting in and out. It is cutting in and out. If anybody else is having that problem, let me know. You smell an edge trade? I do too. It's coming. Well, what's up, Rogue? So, couple things. One, I'll go through it real quick again. Let's start with the first thing. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Landon Dickerson reworked his contract, so he probably going to save us cap money. He's actually now an unrestricted free agent a year early, and it's probably to set up some cap space. Then we went out and we signed Brandon Mann to a 4-year contract, which I absolutely love the Eagles doing that. Then on top of that, we're getting word that Josh Sweat has requested a trade, and the Eagles and Packers remain interested parties. Let's see. And then we've got Anthony DeBono said that the revised Landon Dickerson contract, and then if the Eagles sign Dallas Goedert, which it looks like we might do, these moves should free up cap space for the Eagles, most likely because they're trying to work out a trade for a guy like Jonathan Greenard. So we got those things going on today in a nutshell. 500, does Justice Simmons still want to play? Think he could be a decent stopgap, someone to learn under? I don't know. I assume he does, but nobody wanted him last year. Nobody signed him. He wanted to come to Philly, and at this point, I'd have to stay away. Yeah, Aubrey be fine for his practice outside the colder weather. Remember Maxwell signing and stinking? Yeah, true. Yeah, I remember Maxwell. Dude, I did not want that. That was a signing I did not like. I was worried about that, and everything that I was worried about with that happened. Maxwell and Woolen, I think, will be two different things. Because remember, when Maxwell got paid to be the best cornerback in football. You know, that was the difference. And he had guys around him. Woolen doesn't have to be that number one guy. Jake Elliott only hit 30% of the 50-yard field goals last year. Aubrey has made 80. Yeah, I'm not trying to compare the two. I think Aubrey is fantastic. But I want to see him kick in cold weather more. Wizard King says Philly always plays a type of man with the cover forward match schemes. Yeah. Mike is good. Mike's fine. Okay, cool. Cool. Sean, thank you for the super chat. He says, the Nnamdi era still haunts me. Can you remember that? Now, I'll say this. Maxwell, I didn't buy into. I bought into Nnamdi. I thought we were getting I thought we were getting the best corner in football, dude. Best man-to-man corner. Wow, what a disappointment that was. Woolen asked the reporters at the press conference, who are quarterbacks going to throw the ball to Hike? Yeah, I like him, dude. I like the kid. I said my prediction with Woolen is by this time next year, we're all crying because he signed a big contract somewhere and we wanted him. That's my prediction. Secondary could be. We got to see what they do at safety, you know. But if they could get a guy like Brisker, or even bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, dude, we're set. Expect Greenard because you can. Who would you guys? Let me do this poll. I'm curious. Let's see. And try not to be biased. And I know that's hard, but try. What the hell? It froze up on me. My poll froze up. Let me refresh. And this is a hypothetical. I'm just curious what people think. In some ways, this ain't a fair poll question, right? Because the Eagles don't have nearly the holes as Dallas. So I totally get it. But I'm just curious of who people view as a better pass rusher. Who the hell is this? What is this? I can't stand that guy. I'm worried if we bring back Goddard that Sadiq would be off the table for us to draft. No, I don't think, rather than I don't think it would have any. I don't think it would have anything to do with it one way or the other. Like if they like Sadiq, they're going to draft him. Remember, the Eagles are known for drafting having multiple tight ends that are good. Remember, they had Selleck, and then we had Ertz, then we had Ertz, and we had Goddard. Right, so they usually do that. So I don't think it would do anything. Keanu says, "Hey Philly, let's do 101 trade AJ Brown for Crosby." I wouldn't do it, dude. Man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade Brown for Crosby. I just don't. I don't want to trade him. I mean, it could work though. I'm not gonna lie, it could work, but I don't want to get rid of AJ Brown. I just want the AJ Brown stuff to stop. Like I just want it to go away. I just want him to play for us one more year. Brad Wright says Mark Holmes has a video with the title "Eagles Have a Big Problem." The man's upset. Yeah, the Eagles have a big problem. They keep finding too many ways to win. I would love for Sweat to come back. Yeah, I wouldn't mind for the right price. Let me see. I want to see this. See if I could see this Mark Holmes video. Did he just put this video up? Let's see. Yeah, he just did another Eagles video. Like, what the frig? All right, we gotta watch. I gotta watch this. It's gonna see what nonsense he's talking about today. This guy makes stuff up. Let's see. Allow. All right. All right. Let's see what this dude has to say. Sorry, guys. It's like 3 minutes long. So let me just see what the hell he's talking about. Can you guys hear it? Hear what this idiot has to say. We got 806 people hit the like. Just does not work. I'm gonna tell you right now. What does that have to do with the Eagles? He wastes so much time talking about nothing. How he's on fire so much, he like my blown up with a. There you go. How is it? Because they got to pay a $20 million cap hit if he's on if he walks. This is so untrue. 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 Oh, it's going to be about John Campbell. He didn't even say his name right. Can't hear it? How about now?
Jaelan Campbell was
Can you hear it
drafted.
now?
He had issues with his. I'm going to say there's some problems.
How about now? You guys
for
hear?
the Eagles.
Should be working
their
out.
their off season of their discontent just got worse.
Our all
Did you hear
season
about
of
this?
discontent.
So let me go ahead and say
He
this.
just said
much.
our all season
The
of
Eagles
discontent.
are being un-Eagle-esque, where normally you see them signing everybody and bringing in players and making great moves. So Nakobe Dean is gone, right? They lost Nakobe Dean. And they were looking at Jaelan Campbell to take on an even bigger role for him at linebacker, right? So here's the problem.
You know,
When Jaelan Campbell was drafted, he had issues with his shoulder, right? There were concerns about his shoulder. And being a linebacker, you need your shoulder. Turns out,
you need your shoulder.
like,
You need your
the guy
shoulder
with
for
Iraqi
matrimonial duties
who's
too,
having
buddy.
surgery on his hip, or had surgery on his hip, and he's not going to be able to
Got
do
to
off-season
throw her
workouts.
around.
That's the case for Jaelan Campbell.
He keeps
His
calling him
shoulder is
Jaelan
being
Campbell.
worked on, and he's going to miss pretty
Jaelan
much
Campbell
all
and
OTAs
Trey
and everything
Henderson.
else. Now, this is a problem. Apparently, this is a chronic problem that he has with the shoulder. And as a linebacker, everything is about getting your head across the body and using your shoulder. This does not bode well for the Eagles' defense, and it just seems like everything that can go wrong this year will go wrong. And you wonder if all of the good luck that the Eagles had for those years, that now it's time to pay the piper. That now things ain't as easy when you're cheesy any longer. They took Dallas Goedert's dead money and basically used one of the void years, holding his rights until I think Friday, as they try to work out a deal. Here's what's crazy is they're going to be taking a hit this year, whether he's on the roster or not. But he's got $16 million in dead money for next year right now. That ain't good. That's some shit right there. So I did this video for one reason and one reason only. I like triggering Eagle fans.
It doesn't trigger me. It just makes me
I like
laugh.
them so mad that they got to come through and they got to call me Fart Holmes. Fart Holmes. Yeah, I like triggering them.
He hates that.
But hey, nothing to see here. Everything's
He hates
fine in Eagle Land. But the Cowboys, you better be looking in your rearview mirror there. We're coming up from behind here. Pause. We're coming after you. Have a great day, Eagle fans.
Boy, that guy sets himself up every year. And he's doing it. And he's doing it again. He is literally setting themselves up. He does this. He sets the Cowboys, he sets all his viewers up, tells them how great the Cowboys are and how everything is going bad with the Eagles, and then it doesn't happen. And then they get mad at him, and he gets triggered. This is going to be one of the epic Mark Holmes meltdown years that we've seen. It could be the greatest Mark Holmes meltdown year this year. Dog David Super Chat. Jaelan Campbell, and yesterday he kept calling Hendrickson Trey Henderson. Does this dude even watch ball anymore? No. And I kept doing it to him too. I kept saying, "Who's the guy from Cincinnati?" And he just kept saying it and saying it and saying it. Oh man, it's so funny. Dude he would never be able to say my last name. Christopher Wells said he's trying to talk it into existence. He is. It's crazy, man. Like it's crazy. Far Home, thank you for super chat. Is Jaelan? Yeah, he means Jihad Campbell. Oh man, I love it. But he's saying that we're not doing anything. We're not being Eagles-esque and not signing everybody. We don't often sign everybody. We do at times, but they're always very targeted. They just don't go out and just sign up everybody. They target specific people and players. Right now, if you look at this free agency class, and this is the other thing he doesn't, he won't acknowledge. Not the greatest free agency class. You got to use your money on your players that you have. But next year, we're going to have, like, right now, we're scheduled to have $103 million in cap space. He's setting them up big time, man. He is setting them up. And Dalton, man, thank you again for the super chat, man. Very generous of you. Thank you. Cowboy fans makes video to let us know linebackers need shoulders. Can't wait for the next one, Mark. I know. It's crazy, man. And you watch, if you get one Cowboy player that has an injury in OTAs, it's no problem. Rocky, David Super Chat. He's a closet Eagle fan 100%. Like, I think he's got an unhealthy obsession. Like, I literally think that he's been scarred. I mean, imagine you're sitting there, you've watched your team go to win 5 Super Bowls. You're the team of the 90s. You always win. And then you have this Eagles team that can't get over the hump. They can't win. And then you think you own them. And then all of a sudden, there's a shift. And things change. And you go, next thing you know, you wake up one day and it's 30 years later. And your team can't get into the NFC Championship game. Can't win a playoff game. And the prestige that you thought that they had, not just in football, but in sports, is all gone. And I don't think he can deal with it. And I think the Eagles winning 2 Super Bowls since he's been on YouTube, I think has really messed his head. I think Mark is borderline crazy. And I truly mean it. And I think this year is going to be really bad because he's telling everybody, all those Cowboy fans, we got the defensive coach now. We got the defense, and we're doing things different. And this is a new era. And watch out, Eagles were coming. They're collapsing. And none of it's going to be true. Philly 500, you're better than other Eagles podcasts, in my opinion. You're authentic, and you have a great reporting. You broke the story about Crosby and confirmed it online with ESPN. Oh, thank you, G-Man. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me, man. I thank you so much. Thank you. NJ Garrick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, yes, but the 103 isn't taking into account extensions. So when Carter signs, etc., as well as others, if Carter's isn't extended this year, he would count as $27 million against cap. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that hopefully he'll get extended, right? And we'll see how it goes. You're right. You're right. It's still too early, right? It's still too early, but it looks like we'll have some money. But the thing is if we had $100 million in cap space right now, I mean, you look at the free agency class. I mean, I don't know that there were that many guys we would pursue anyways. We would have been a little more aggressive, I think, with our own guys. But that's about it. Christopher Michael, thank you for the super chat. You see that Breer released the teams AJ preferred to play with from AJ's agent. This is after his agent told Breer he wants to play with a legit quarterback. He's out. Yeah, I saw that. But the problem is for AJ is that the Eagles have to get the right compensation. You know, like for those that think we should trade A.J. Brown and think that if he's not happy, he should go, you do acknowledge, though, that you can't just give him away for nothing or at a discount. You have to get something valuable for him, right? I mean, we do agree with that, right? Hello, friends. Forward Holmes here. March Holmes, I like that. Yeah, March Holmes. Because they're champions of March. We are in the head. We're definitely in his head. That's BS. AJ doesn't think that. I don't know what AJ thinks. It's so hard to know what is really going on with what he's thinking. All I know is that if they're going to move him, it's got to be, you've got to get something, you got to get the value for him. If you can't get the value for him, he's got to stay. And I don't really care if he doesn't want to play with the Eagles. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't feel bad for him. You know, how many of you guys go to work at a job you don't want to be, or you have to live somewhere you don't want to live, but you got to do it? I don't feel bad that he makes millions of dollars to play for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he just doesn't feel like it. So one more football season, then you can go. I don't feel bad. I don't. Just make sure you do what you got to do, you know? Marsha, I don't know who Marsha Hume is. I think you hit with a pie, Jaheed or Henderson. AJ doesn't think that, Lafayette. His agent works for AJ. He's just releasing shit without talking to AJ. So you're effing delusional. Well, I think people don't want him to go. I mean, I don't want him to go, but I mean, to say that he's not trying to get traded, yeah, he's definitely trying. This should show once and for all Hurts is the problem. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, what if Hurts goes out and has a great year? I mean, you know, say what you want about Hurts, but AJ put up some great numbers with Jalen Hurts. You know, and he's also been to 2 Super Bowls and won one. If he stays in Philly, and let's say they win another Super Bowl, AJ's on his way to Hall of Fame. I don't feel bad for NFL players who hate where they're playing, cry into your $100 bills. Yeah, I don't either. You know, just as long as he, you know, can put it and set it aside and go out and perform. Now, in that playoff game versus San Francisco, it definitely affected him. It definitely, like, his head wasn't in that game, and that worries me. But I don't think AJ would on purpose sabotage the Eagles this year. I don't believe he would do that. Maybe subconsciously, but I don't think he would purposely do it. Unless we get a complete player match, I guaranteed first round, first pick next year to get Jeremiah Smith. Then yes, trade AJ. If not, we keep him regardless. Yeah, I mean that's the approach I would like. I don't give a F where AJ wants to play. Not a quarterback. You don't have a no trade clause. Send him to the Jets for all I care, as long as we get something for him. Yeah, I mean that's how I look at it. You know, you got it. The Eagles. Look, if a player wants out, I think you try to move a player, but it has to work out. Like, I think the Eagles say, all right, AJ don't want to play here. Let's shop him. Let's see where he wants to play. All right, he wants to play these teams. All right, but this is what we need trade value-wise. If the teams don't want to give it to you, then too bad. The Eagles they've done right by AJ. I mean, they tore his contract up after 2 years and gave him a brand new one. So, I mean, I just don't understand how he's going to complain. Mark did say we look at the cry boys in our rearview mirror. I know. He's setting it up. This is what he does. He scales, like, he'll start slow. Go, Cowboys are getting just a little closer. They're getting it closer. And then it'll be like after the draft, something else happens. Oh, the Cowboys, they're getting even closer. And then when you get to training camp and they have like one good preseason game, it's like, I got to tell you, we've pulled even with the Eagles. He sets it up. And then it backfires on him all the time. Philly 500, how are we giving extensions? What's going on? Big move, hopefully. Yeah, I think it looks like they're reworking some contracts to get some cap space to make a move. I think Jonathan Greenard, man. That's the guy I think they're going to get. Maybe Sweat comes into it. I don't know. Let's see here. Looking for any updates. No. So the Eagles, Jeff McClain, I'm sorry. He said the Eagles have never given a contract to a punter longer than 3 years under GM Howie Roseman. The commitment to man was reflective of his steady work the last 3 seasons and the team's belief in the 28-year-old's future success. Man also considered one of the best holders in the NFL and developed a rapport with kicker Jake Elliott. Roseman gave a strong vote of confidence to Elliott last month despite his struggles the last 2 seasons. Elliott is slated to return for his 10th season. I think Brandon Mann has really been a find for us. I'm glad that they're keeping him for 4 years. AJ's a brat who only wants to leave so he can play with his buddy Mike Vrabel. This all started as soon as Vrabel was hired. Yeah, I mean, look, you might be right about him wanting to go play with his butt buddy, all that. But it's just, to me, it's like, you still got to get, you can't just, give away value because you want to do right by him. It's got to work out. And AJ's got to understand that. What's up, 500? I'm a big fan of AJ, always will be, but at this point, it's worth keeping him. Well, unless you get the proper trade value. If you don't get the proper trade value, it's not worth trading AJ Brown for a second and third round pick. It's not. And then New England cries about giving us a first round pick. It's just not worth it for a second. If you told me the Eagles traded AJ Brown for a second and a fourth, I'd be very pissed off. I'd be very mad. You still got to get the right value out of it. $500. I honestly believe AJ's issues is with Nick, lack of aggressiveness. If it's not Hurts, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Nick. Did you see when Nick was walking in after that Buffalo game, the locker, and he was talking, and the way AJ was looking at him was like, yeah. Seven safeties and a safety, 2 halves without completions and 2 turns on 1 play. What are we talking about? What are we referencing, Steve? The Eagles' offense, Jalen Hurts play, AJ. Well, I don't think Jalen is the problem. I think Nick has destroyed the locker room. Well, I think the one good thing, another good thing about the hire is that we're going to find out, I think. The argument of, is it Nick Sirianni the problem? Is it Jalen Hurts at quarterback the problem? I think we're going to find out because you're going to have a new offense. Nick's not going to have very much to do with it. And if Jalen goes out there and is very successful, then you're going to say, no, what was Nick doing? So I think at least we'll be able to probably agree on what it is. Oh, Bryce Huff just retired? Really? Interesting. That's delusional. It's clearly Hurts laughing my ass off. Tell him to throw the ball in time. Listen, I've never seen a situation where you get a guy that could go 15-17 in the first half of the game, 2 touchdowns, 9-9 against the blitz, and then come out in the second half and not throw a completion. How do you go from one extreme to the other? And I think it's because the coach is telling them, throw the ball away. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. We're going to run it, throw it away, and we're going to play our prevent offense, and that's it. I really believe that's the problem. Where is Sean Mannion? I don't think anyone has seen this. Yeah, we haven't. He hasn't met the media yet, has he? I guess in May, end of April, May, we're gonna hear from him when they do the OTAs. Honestly, I'm fine with Makuba, Epps, Carter, and get a safety in the draft. Sidney Brown stays on special teams. Man, I get rid of Sidney Brown. That's just me though. And we got 886 people in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. What up, William? How are you? There's a reason why Hurts hasn't been extended yet, that the organization waiting to see how this year goes with this offense they're trying to implement. Sink or swim time for the quarterback and the staff. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable enough with what I think Jalen's going to do. I think Jalen's going to have a good year. I think his turnovers are going to go up. I think he's going to throw more interceptions because he's going to throw the ball more. But I think Hurts is going to be fine. I really do. 500, knowing that you have to start rebuilding the O-line after Dickerson news, what's more important, a third-round pick or trading it for Greenard? Trading it for Greenard. Because you've got 2 third-round picks. You got 2 fourth-round picks. You got, 2 fifth-round picks? So you have plenty of picks to go out and get and do both. You can actually do both. But I'll make this argument with you. I think you should use one of those first 2 picks and get an interior offensive lineman. Or if you can find a tackle that eventually will be like a right tackle that could play right guard for a while, I do that. Because I do want to upgrade the right guard position. Yeah, Lucas says, where are the big moves the Cowboys? That's what I'm saying. Where are they at? What have they done so great? They've made some moves and they've gotten slightly better. But I don't think they've come close to catching anybody. 500, check this out. AJ want to go to the Patriots. He won't win a Super Bowl. He will get a replacement. We will still have Smitty, the Slim Reaper. Yeah, I understand that, but you still gotta get something for him. Like if you have 2 cars, right, and they both run really, really good. Are you going to just give your first car away because you have another one? Like, no, I'm going to make sure that I get the value of it and have the other one. That's all I'm saying. 500, knowing that you have been start rebuilding O-line, Dickerson news, more important third, but yeah, no, like I said, you could do both. Carlos says, why did I see the video of Stills talking about the 4 quarterbacks AJ wanted to play for from a leak list of his laughing my ass off? He's a joke. Yeah, the leak list. I don't think it was a leaked list. Sidney on special teams good. He's a hitter. He hits everybody. That I'll give him. AJ is the Harden of the NFL. The Eagles traded for him when he was unhappy in Tennessee. Paid him 2 times, won a bowl, started this shit when we got number 26. He's a selfish player and thinks only about himself. I mean, that's the way it comes off. Whether he tries to do it or not, that's how it's looked upon. Hey, bro, big fan. Also, hey, thank you, Joshua. What would I trade for Greenard? I mean, I have to see what the value of like players his age, what kind of the money he's going to make. Like, what's the value of the pass rushers that get traded there? Like, he's not Max Crosby. He's not 2 first-round picks or anything like that. I'm taking a third-round pick, a third at the minimum or at the most, between a third and a fourth, and I would pay it. I would pay it. They gave a third for Jaelan Phillips. He was slightly younger, but he was less productive. So I think a third-round pick is fair. I mean, I think it's fair. I would love to give less, though, you know. Rocky, thank you for super chat. He goes, Jay was at the facility to greet Woolen earlier, before his press conference on the Eagles social media page. I wonder where Troy Henderson was. Rocky, thank you for super chat, man. I appreciate that. And KSF, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I would send Sidney Brown to the Bengals with his brother. Yeah. I also think Hurts will be restructured depending on what happens during free agency. Yeah, I mean, do you think I don't know what money they'll save, but do you think it's maybe something they look at doing next year and they're kind of just saving it? So Bryce Huff is retiring, huh? Boy, that didn't go well for him, right? He went to San Francisco. I guess his defensive coordinator left. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad the Eagles got out of that one, man. That was a definite mistake. Why out? Thank you for the super chat. Due to 3 sacks, y'all will boo him off the field. Who's that? Who are we talking about? Who had 3 sacks? Greenard had. What did Greenard have last year? 10 sacks? Let me pull up his numbers. Let's see. Yeah, he did only have 3 sacks last year. How about that? It was a pretty crappy Minnesota team. Why did Greenard only have 3 sacks? That's the question. But you know what? That could favor the Eagles. That could make him cheaper in a trade. The Eagles look at it like the guy had an off year, but will rebound. So it could benefit you. It's a risk, but the Eagles got to do something. You know, it's like the Cowboys with Gary. Like, you know, they go, oh, he had 7 sacks. Yeah, but he didn't do nothing in the second half of the season. He had nothing. So it just depends. Let's see. I'm trying to see how many games he played. He played in 12 games. He had 3 sacks. Minnesota was pretty bad, but it's something to keep in mind. It's definitely. Would that make you? Would that change your opinions on going after him? His statistics last year, and want you to go after a guy like Josh Sweat? That would be my question. Philly for life says, "Hey Philly, my grandfather just passed. I'm so sorry, man. Was a lifelong Eagles fan. We watch your videos together while eating lunch and talk Eagles for hours. Hoping the Birds can bring one home for him this year, man. God, man, I'm sorry, Philly for life, man. My condolences to you and your family, and may your grandfather rest in peace, man, and may God welcome him in heaven, man. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. It means a lot that you watched, videos, my videos with him. That means a lot to me. It's great memories, and I hope the Eagles can get one for him, man. But my condolences, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. I'm sorry to hear that. It's sad. Mr. CTE, look, Jaelan and Nick both still need to develop as a player coach, but AJ absolutely is making it worse than it needs to be over the stats. I mean, I get it. You want a better offense work with the team. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Greenard was hurt last. What was his injury? I don't know what his injury. He played 12 games last year, it says. Would you rather trade pick 98 and 153 for Greenard or pick 23 for Travon Walker? 23 for Travon Walker. Oh, I would go Walker if you give me if I could get Travon Walker, I would give my first round pick for Walker right now. Yeah, if you told me you could have Travon Walker for your 2026 first, I would do it. I would do it right now. Greenard, you rather have Greenard? Greenard was injured and had 3 sacks, 12.5 the former 2 years. Yeah, let me see his years. So in 2024, he had 12 sacks. Then the year before that, he had 12.5 sacks. All right, well, this is kind of interesting. This shows us he can rebound. I'm going to pull this up, too. Let me pull this over there. Take a look at this. All right. So this is kind of his career, right? So rookie year, he had 1 sack. Then his second year, he has kind of a breakout year because has 8 sacks. The following year, he has 1.5 sacks. Let me see if that's due to injury or something. He played 8 games in 2022, so he was injured. 2023, he comes back and he has 12.5. 2024, 12. Then he has 3 last year. So he could definitely rebound. It looks like he's a bit up and down. So yeah, I think he's worth it for a mid-round pick. Maybe it's not something that we can say sure thing, but it's definitely an upgrade from what we got right now. Nick, thank you for the super chat, my man. Greenard only played 12 games. Is that what it said? I thought it said 13. Yeah, you're right, 12 games. 12 games in 2025, 17 games in 24, 15 games in 23, 8 in 22, then 13 in 21 and 20. He should have a couple years left. He was hurt the prior 2 years at 12. Yeah, I mean, I think he's worth the risk. Bring home Josh Sweat would be another guy you could bring home. Yeah, we're talking about Greenard. No, 3 sacks in 12 games is not good. Nick, thank you for super chat. He had back-to-back 12-sack seasons. Yeah, he did. He had 2 great years. Fell off a little bit. Maybe he was hurt. People said. I still think he's worth bringing in. Now, you might want to, I don't know what the deal with Josh Sweat is, but do you want to bring him in? Maybe that's a possibility. Not at all. He was playing through injuries. That's why his numbers were down. Yeah, that definitely happens. Should I give Jacksonville AJ and 2 firsts for JHA, BTGJ, and a 3rd rounder? That's a lot to give up, man. It's a lot to give up. Way out. Thank you for the super chat. Could he handle Philly fan advisory? Well, that's the question. That's a great question. I think that, like, a lot of times you just don't know with these guys if they can handle playing Philly. Playing in Philly, you gotta be a little different as a player. You definitely do. And some guys, they thrive on it, and some guys they don't. And then you get some guys, I think, that thrive on it so much so that for whatever reason they will always play good there. And then guys that won't. I mean, look at Nick Foles, perfect example. Nick Foles, when he's in Philly, he was good. When he left Philly, he wasn't going to be the same. It's just the way it is. I think that question, though, like, I don't think you can answer it. I remember when the Eagles drafted Carson Wentz, and they specifically talked about being a franchise quarterback and being able to handle, like, playing in Philly and the pressure. And they did all their homework on him, and they looked at all the games, and they looked at all his ups and downs, and they really thought that mentally he was strong enough. And as soon as he got to Philly, as soon as there was problems, he got injured, he wasn't the same guy. I don't think that question can be answered until they actually do it. Thanks for kind words, Philly. Be here. Thank you. Well, thank you, my man. No, you shoot for both of them and see which one is more likely to happen. Yeah. Then go hard on the more likely deal. Personally, I prefer Sweat. Yeah, that makes sense. And we don't even know if Sweat's available. Sweat requested a trade. That doesn't mean that the Cardinals are going to oblige him. I mean, look at the Bengals. They never ran anybody a trade. I don't know why people obsess over quarterbacks throwing 4K. Carson's the only Eagles passer to go over 4K in 90s plus year history. And that was 2019. Yeah, and I think Didn't he not have like one receiver over like 500 yards or something like that? It was something ridiculous. 500, you got still a little twisted today over calling out Dak for being a degenerate. Oh, really? Why? What was happening? Why? What happened? Nick, thank you for super chat. Greenard only played 12 games. Yeah, he did. I was trying to get under Mark Holmes' skin. That's why I did it. You could have Greenard 2 years ago. Bryce Huff was a big miss. We only need him for 2 years, specifically to win another ring. True. Trade for Sweat, one of my favorite defensive players we ever had. Yeah, no, I would not be opposed. Yeah, put 4 years on contract. Not that I know of that they're fake at all. I have no reason to believe that they're fake. That doesn't mean, the Cardinals are going to, grant him his wish. But I don't believe that they're fake. At least I have no reason to believe. This was reposted by John McMullen, by the way. So I have no reason to believe this was fake. But who the hell knows? Whoops, sorry. Wrong one. You rather Josh Sweat? No, I get it. 500 Sweat's contract is high. I'd rather try to get Crosby first, then still trade a fourth to get Bernard. Nolan Smith a second round for Crosby seems good. Wait a second. Wait, I'm confused. You would rather get Crosby a first, okay, then still trade a fourth to get. So you want Crosby. See, the problem is if you trade for Greenard, you've got to go out and you've got to give him a new contract. He doesn't come without a new contract. So I don't think you could do both. Bobby Boucher is somewhere drinking water somewhere. I don't know, but maybe he's still available. What's the holdup? I think it's contract. I believe that it would be his contract. He's got to get a new contract, so you'd have to work out a new deal with him. I assume that would be the holdup. Wentz was trash. He could only run, but you all need to put respect on Hurts' name. If it wasn't for him, we would still be searching for a quarterback. He would be making the playoffs at all. I don't understand how it's sink or swim time for a quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl twice, 5 seasons. I don't think it is. That was somebody, a comment I read. That was somebody's opinion. I don't think this is a do or die year for Hurts. I think it could be for Sirianni, just if we believe some of the things we heard. Do I think we could trade for German James? I was looking at his contract, but if they restructure Hurts, we would have to enough for Greenard and still have money for JC. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Chargers have any intention on trading Derwin James. I like Derwin James a lot. But I don't think they want to trade him. At least not from what I've heard. You know what? Give me 1 second here. I need to go take this phone call. Somebody keeps texting and calling. I need to answer this. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back in 1 second. Hold on. This move right here changes things because the Eagles now have 3 starting corners that all are either Pro Bowlers or former Pro Bowlers that are young. It makes a huge difference. Fangio is going to play a lot more zone. This sounds like a perfect fit for the Eagles. Woolen's addition obviously sends signals the end of a Dory Jackson tenure in Philly. Eagles have, on paper, one of the strongest trios at corner with Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Woolen. Love this move. That's right. And Diana Rossini is reporting the Eagles are still looking at tight end and pass rushing markets. Howie is not done yet. My guess, if I have to guess, the Eagles are going to go ahead. They're going to sign a pass rusher next or a tight end. It'll be one of those two. They'll sign those two positions, and then they're going to go safety in the draft. And maybe they get a cheaper safety down the road, but I think that the safety position will be addressed in the draft.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad, no!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the Lamb. Trying to feed You tried to feed the sea Lamb. You got to give it to C. Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. You gotta do something. I feel like it's gonna take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
All right, sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. Couldn't get out of. What the heck? Let's see here. All right, there we go. Dak is so trash. Yes. Like, can you hear my main man run the ball? Yeah, I like that. He goes, I told him to run the ball. Like they heard. That's great. All right, let's see. Let's see if we got any updates going on right now. I will be streaming again tomorrow. I will be streaming again on Saturday. And then I will be streaming again on Sunday with Joey. We're going to do a Philly Shakedown podcast Sunday. And then Monday, we'll go back to probably a regular schedule where I'll try to stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. In the, like, early for me. Early lunch, early afternoon, late morning, that kind of thing. So just want everybody to know that's kind of the plan going forward. AJ isn't going anywhere. Either nobody is giving a first, maybe a second this draft, a third next year. These rock smoking dreams of 2 first rounders for AJ. I'm with you, man. Like I'm not trading them. I have no interest in trading them at all. Rocky, thank you for super chat. The Pats player personnel just said there's no deadline for a trade for AJ. I can't wait for this trade talk with him to be over with. I know. I can't wait either. But here's my thing. My first thing is I don't want to trade him. But if we're going to trade him, and this is only if we're going to, and I don't want to, but if it happens, or if it's going to happen, I want it to happen after the draft. I don't want a 2026 first round pick. I don't. I want a 2027 first round pick. Like 2027 is supposed to be a much better draft. All right? And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. If I have to trade AJ Brown for a 2027 draft, if I have to, then I'm going to go ahead and get my 23rd pick overall. I'm going to contact all those teams in the top, of the second round. And I'm going to say to them, I want to trade out of the first round, and all I want back at minimum, well, maybe a mid-round pick, but all I don't want your second round pick. I just want a 2027 first. Give me a 2027 first, and then like a fourth or fifth in 2026. That's all I'm going to ask for. And somebody will bite. I promise you, somebody will bite, and it will be a bad team that is not going to have a good record next year. Somebody will bite, and that'll give me 3 first-round picks in that next year's draft. And then I go into a very deep draft, and I try to make a play for Jeremiah Smith. And if I can't get him, I still have 3 first-round picks in a deep draft, one of the deeper drafts we've seen in a while. That's exactly how I would play it if I have to trade A.J. Brown. If we trade A.J. Brown, that's what I would do. It would trigger that move for me. That's just my own thing. Yeah, Bryce Huff retired. He said bye-bye. I would have kept Dean and one for trade for Nolan Smith. Yeah, I wanted to keep him too. AJ has no guaranteed money with how he doesn't want to offer another contract with Q Coop coming up. That's what this is all about. I don't think it's about a new contract. I mean, they just gave him a second contract, like 2 years after his first contract, and I don't think it has anything to do with a new contract, man. I don't. You know, I just thought of something. Howie might have told the teams that if they wait until June 1st, the trade will be easier. Yeah, it will be easier. I don't know. I don't know where we're at right now. I think it's somewhere around 20 million, but I'm not sure. All right, Psycho Steve, you have a great day, man. Yeah, Philly take 26th third, 27th first, and Douglas from Pats for AJ. So 26th third, 26th first. Yeah, I would do something like that. But it's got, like, if it doesn't include a first round pick in 2027, it's a non-starter for me. I don't want the Patriots' first round pick this year. That's a second round pick in a weak draft. And, you know, everybody says, I keep seeing things about this draft, that the difference between players in the 20s and players in the 50s is not that much. Well, to me, then get out of there, you know? 500, do you see that Greenard has some guaranteed money coming up? Vikings might want to trade him before that. No, I didn't see it, but that would make a lot of sense. If Bond walks next year, do you think we should have resigned Dean and moved Bond? Yeah. If Bond leaves, then yeah, I do. I think you should have just bit the bullet for a year. Ask yourself why a 26-year-old corner only signed a 1-year deal that is 6'4" and can run. It's because he doesn't tackle and he freelances per Seattle's coaching staff. Well, listen, there has to be things that you're not doing great or right if you're signing a 1-year deal, you know. That doesn't mean, though, that he can't grow as a football player. And maybe, you know, having Clint Hurt Clint Hurt, by the way, got titled not just defensive line coach, but like assistant coach. Like, I think they got plans for Clint Hurt. Like, I would not be surprised if he takes over for Fangio when Fangio goes, you know, if he retires. But it doesn't mean he can't get himself back. I mean, the guy was a Pro Bowler for a reason. So, yeah, maybe does he have flaws? Yeah, he does. But that doesn't mean he can't improve. AJ needs to go. He runs his mouth and cries like T.O. did. He's a cancer to a team. Smith is better and faster. I love Smith, Jonathan. But I'll say this, though. Like, you want to get rid of it. You think he needs to go. Okay, that's fine. But you admit, right, you agree with me that you have to get value for him. Like, you can't just get rid of him at a high discount. Right? Like we can't just let him do what he did and then leave us with nothing and have no value. Like, we've got to get trade value for it. Like, if you get the value for him, then I guess I can live with it, but I don't prefer it. And to me, I don't know if any teams are going to pay it. All I'm asking is, well, one, I prefer that they don't trade him. But if you're going to trade him, all I want is I want you to be sure to get what get value back. Woolen's agent wouldn't allow him to sign an extension mid-season playing well. It's not financially smart. A good year to prove it deal will get him back in free agency. My prediction, my early Eagles prediction is that by the end of next year, we're all going to be crying about, we got to get Woolen under contract. We got to sign him. We can't let him go. And that's going to be the big thing we're upset about, is him leaving. Because I think he's going to have a good year. A.J. Brown for Jerry Jeudy from Cleveland and a 20. Nah, I wouldn't do it. I'll pass. Like I said, for me, nothing that, if it does not include a 2027 first round pick, it's a non-starter. Bird Gang, thank you for super chat. Bryce Huff and Puff just announced, I saw that. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I guess, like, you had your whole thing in Philly, then you go back to San Francisco with your former coach, and then he goes to Tennessee. I guess he was like, I'm done. Yeah, God, that was a big mistake we made with how he made. Yeah, I love the Woolen move too. I believe Hurts is going to ball out. I do too, Lauren. I'm excited for Hurts because I think that he's going to show a lot of people this year that he can do whatever it takes to win. Kiss the baby on that he's going, we ain't paying 3/4 of one all season. No, you're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to be upset next year, I think. I think we're going to be like, damn, we're going to lose Woolen. We don't want to lose him, but we're going to have to because we can't afford 3 guys. Y'all struggling with AJ's attitude. Y'all won't be able to handle Jeudy. I don't. What's Jeudy like? Jeudy is trash. Well, I don't. To me, forget Jeudy. I don't want a second-round pick from the Browns. I want a 2027 first. Like, to me, if it's not a 2027 first, it's a non-starter. A New England first this year is stink. And let me tell you, I don't know that New England's going to be as good. Like, if New England really believed in themselves, they really thought that they were on the verge of winning and all they need is A.J. Brown, then pony up the 2027 first-round pick. They don't want to do it because they know they stink. They know that they're going to play teams over 500 this year. They got a tougher schedule, and they're not going to be as good. They're going to be middle of the road, and they don't want to give that pick up. You know what? They're reaching where they have to say, yeah, right? Like, how many corners are not good tacklers? It's so true. I mean, Dory Jackson couldn't tackle for shit. This guy's clearly an upgrade over Dory. That's fine. I'll take a 3rd-round comp for Wooden. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. Woolen was the perfect move for the Eagles. And when I say that, doesn't mean I'm saying he's a top 5 corner. I'm just saying for the Eagles and what we were looking for, he's a perfect move. A guy that has been a former Pro Bowler, that is still young, that is going to be back with a former coach that he got, that taught him a lot, and a guy with upside who's better than a Dory Jackson and not as expensive as a top 10 corner. It's the perfect guy to bring in for the Eagles this year. Check out the Smack the Kicker from Florida. Okay, I will. It makes 0 sense. If we're going to trade AJ to Cleveland, we might as well get Myles Garrett for no. Well, yeah, Garrett, that's a whole nother issue. Garrett is like one of those guys you just, if you get, like Cleveland, the NFL should step in. They should step. You're ruining this guy's career. Like, he's never going to win nothing in Cleveland. It's crazy to me. Anyways, guys, I do have to end this thing a little early. I got a bunch of stuff to do here. Get ready to go get my children from school. But I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Sorry it's a little short. should be much longer tomorrow. And yeah, I might have a video out tonight, or I definitely have some shorts. And we'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. Should be starting tomorrow around. It should be about anywhere between 12:30 and 1 Eastern. It should be. But yeah, I got it on. I got these people calling me, so I got to take care of some business. But let me thank everybody for joining me. Had a great time. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. And if there's anything that breaks, I will try to get there and do a video for it or go live. So you guys have a great day. I will talk to you later. And peace. We out.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad, no!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the Lamb. Trying to feed the Lamb. You tried to feed the Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. You gotta do something. I feel like it's gonna take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.